All right, so welcome back um, to our podcast. This is like episode 6. My name is Jay.
My name is Nicole. And today we're going to do the same thing we did last week, which is not have a topic and let one unfold, right?
Yeah, exactly. It worked well for us enough, so.
It sure did. That was fun.
Yeah, it was. It was fun.
Connecting. Let me tell you what I'm most excited about that I didn't tell you about yet. Okay, so my relationship with Akshay has been complicated by one thing, I think the most, and that's insecurity on my part. It's something really familiar. I think we've talked about this insecure pattern that I feel like I don't have control over, but I have like no sense. Okay, no sense of how to stop it. Well, I think that I've made some progress in it. Do you ever get like little messages from your crown chakra, and then or somewhere up there it feels like it came from, and it's like I was having a really particularly challenging day, and it was like what if you just pretended that everything was going to work out? And I felt this like ease.
Yeah.
I felt this like ease in my body, and from there it followed like the different verbiage for that, and one that I've been saying to myself constantly. I am a secure person. I am a secure person. I am a secure person. It freaking works.
Yes. Yeah,
because there's so many dimensions I feel on which that's true. Like when I say it, I'm going, oh yeah, I am underneath it all. I am. So I don't know how the extra shit got on there. B, if I want to be a secure person, the universe also wants that for me. So, like, it is true in that dimension. So anyway, it feels true, and it feels like calming and grounding in the body to be like, I'm a secure person. But anyway, it is, and it applies to more than just Akshay. Like when I'm nervous about something with him, sure. But when I'm nervous about something outside, anyway, holding that belief, I am a secure person, through uncomfortable moments when I'm going to need to go in late to a yoga class and feel really exposed, or when I'm going to need to be social and ask something or this and that. So I'm working with inspired by some of our previous conversations and just manifestation in general. I am a secure person, and it freaking, now I've done it a little bit less than a week, and I can't believe the physiological changes.
Yeah. Oh, our words are very powerful, especially when we're intentional with them. I think that's amazing, by the way.
Yeah. I just wanted to share that success.
Yeah, no, that's a really good success. I think that's like I guess that's just like what affirmations are, right? It's like just telling yourself something, and then like over time, once you get like once it like really seeps into like your being, then it becomes your normal way of being. Mm-hmm. You don't have to say it, mm-hmm. You don't have to remind yourself of it. It just happens that you are a secure person that embodies it in every other aspect of your life, Yeah. So that's really fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can feel it when I start to want to get triggered. It's starting to be a habit now to like say it.
Yeah, that's good. It's like you're conditioning yourself that it works. So like, yeah, in your body, so your body will seek that out. So that's really good. That's like, it's kind of like, it's one of the ways how like intentional manifestation works is by that method.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really, I've come back and forth. You know how you sometimes do something and it works for a while and then you might lose it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm revisiting it. But this has worked for me in different scenarios a lot, and words are so powerful like that. And when you're doing that, and then something comes up, in the world, you're like, oh, I'm going to navigate this the way a secure person would, because you're being reminded of it constantly.
Yeah.
Since I'm a secure person, I'm going to think of it this way. Like,
yeah,
just the constant reminder of it while you're reprogramming yourself, like you were saying, like, eventually it'll become part of the being, but right now.
Yeah, right now, I mean, it's still a really helpful tool, and it's obviously working. I actually used to do this with like flying. Flying is really like stressing. It stresses me out. Like used to stress me out, and then like I don't know, a few months ago, I can't remember, sometime last year, I'm thinking of I was thinking of somebody who was like a very confident person. I'm like, well, that person flies all the time, and then I'm like, well, I I, I could be just like I am that person. Like I'm that person. Like and then it just like it's weird how something so anxiety ridden suddenly just becomes like almost nothing really. It was like it was almost like a light switch. That was how quickly it like alleviated the anxiety for me, which was so crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, because I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm somebody who this is normal to. Like this is just a normal thing to fly, and it's like just a regular Tuesday. This isn't something that's whatever. I normally don't fly very often, so um, but yeah, it's like you have an idea of what you want to be, and then you just kind of like tell yourself. And really, what it is I think also is it's like to me that whole process and just even the process of manifestation, it's like it's more of a releasing of old patterns more than it is of trying to embody something new, because like you said, I think within all of us there is somebody who's not anxious, there is somebody who is secure. And I think the reason why we can kind of tap into it so quickly with our words is because it does exist within us, and what we're doing is really trying to pivot our minds towards that aspect of ourselves. We're not trying to create something from scratch that we know nothing about. Obviously our nervous system or a part of ourselves knows what that's like. Otherwise, we would struggle with it so much more than just having to simply remind ourselves. It's really what we're doing. We're reminding ourselves. It's less about faking it and more about like releasing and just remembering.
Yeah, that is so beautifully said. So much of our life experience and clouds and suffering is like some, like you said, patterns and stuff that's on top of what we really are.
Yeah, like false beliefs. It's like a clutching to a false sense of who we think we are. And I think the reason why it's so painful is because it's not who we are, and anything that's not in alignment with us, I think it ultimately does cause that like pain and suffering, or however that may present itself, whether it's through anxiety or insecurity or depression, or you know what I mean? Like just that's, in my opinion anyway, that's kind of where all of that stuff originates, is just false beliefs of ourselves and our capabilities,
Yeah.
and who we are in the world or whatever it may be.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel less identified with it.
Yeah.
After about a week or almost a week maybe of doing it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's so good, yeah. That is, so it is more exposed as false if you just are able to ground in the other truth. The other part can seem less real. There's there's a power struggle going on in us all the time between false crap, like you were saying, and the true crap, and where our mind goes is going to be reinforcing the whatever.
Yeah, where our mind goes, right. But it's almost like that false sense of self or whatever that we think, it's like it takes on its own life in a way that it desperately wants to live. And so when it starts to feel like you're letting it go, like and this is just my experience and what I've seen other people have experience with also, is like they'll start to do the work and they're letting go and they show great progress, and then suddenly it's like something comes back up grasping for air, and it's like its last ditch effort to maintain its identity.
Yeah,
it doesn't want to die. Like it like almost becomes its own separate thing. It's and that's when the true like test or whatever, the true trial of it is when it feels like like when it's coming back with such vengeance, almost it like hits you with like a ton of bricks. It's really easy to like kind of fall back, or like to be like, oh, you know, it's like in a way it feels shitty, but it's almost like that comfort shitty where it's like, oh, this is that familiar thing of where I've always been, and so I almost prefer that than this new bright person that I know I can be, because it's more unknown over here, you know?
Right.
So yeah, it's like you gotta be fucking vigilant. I don't know.
I'm so happy that you brought up this aspect, because what are these things then? The fact that they fight back and so desperately, because this is absolutely true what you're describing.
Yeah.
I've experienced that a lot in my being, and even the Buddha talks about this.
Oh.
In the Vipassana tradition, in the instructions, and in the discourses, like they talk about how, like, okay, like say there's a person who didn't eat for a day. He fasted for the day. But he's still alive the next day. And then he fasts again. And he's still alive the next day. A day after day after day after day, month. Okay, like eventually the body dies. He stopped eating like months ago. Why did it take him months to die? Because he had a bunch of like food on him, right? The body started consuming the fat and whatever they could, and then when it had no more, it died, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the way these energetic patterns work, but it's much more instant. He said, if you are reacting in some mental way to some pattern, and it requires food every time. Food. And if you don't give it the food that it expects, that's when it comes up. That's when you're unwinding, you're untwisting the reactivity. Let's say this particular thing always makes you angry, and then the anger makes you react. If you suddenly stop and just observe the anger for a second, it's going to feel even more angry in that moment, more convincing, more rageful, because it's like unwinding all of it's eating all of the stores of it that are somehow in your body, and then eventually if you don't react and persist, you're out of it. So that's in Vipassana, but it's directly from the Buddha, like, and heritage and stuff. And so, and I've heard other people talk about this too, like Kyle Cease is like, it's like the bad guy in a movie when once he's seen, he's gonna try to make his last run for it or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, what you're describing is really exciting to me, because the way you said it, it's like, they don't want to die. Why then? What do these things become? Like, what is the nature of these things? I
just think, in my mind, and this is just off the cuff, I don't, to me, it's like, it is our mind that gives it life, and it's our kind of identity with it, you know, whether, like, my anger and my anxiety, like, I've considered that, like, a part of me, you know, and to me, it seems like it's, maybe it's more like, because I have felt that those feelings or those emotions are a part of me, to give that up, even though it might feel good while I'm trying to do that, there's still maybe a sense of loss, or like, well, who am I becoming? And then I don't know. It opens up a part of me that has to then be re-examined, you know, and re-identified with something else, perhaps, you know. And then it's like, but then I have to choose what I'm going to fill that space with, and maybe I don't know how that's going to turn me, what the kind of person that's going to turn me. I'm not going to know myself, that part of myself anymore. I'm letting a part of myself go.
Absolutely.
You know, and there's something, even if we can say, oh, that's something that's unhealthy for me to engage with, like letting it go and trying to welcome something new in is, it's just, I don't know, it's scary. It's just the unknown. I think that is scary. I think it's scary, whether not like we're frightened of it even consciously, but like I think that we are kind of hardwired to seek that which we know.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's familiar, we know what it's going to do, and you know, they say like I was just saying earlier, it's like we're almost hardwired to choose like the known discomfort as opposed to the unknown happiness, you know, or the unknown peace, you know.
Oh my God.
Because the known is familiar, and for some reason, it's, you know, some people they will get it like addicted to their sadness or their, you know, their sense of or like just fear over like anything in life, you know. There's something kind of addictive about it, I think. And maybe it's what they've determined is what makes them feel alive in a way, you know, because that's what gives them their feeling, their, you know, that's their emotion. We have this emotional body. But I think also, like, when that happens, there's knowing peace then means that you have to redefine so much about yourself. And self-reflection or what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I guess self-reflection or whatever in that context can be just very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're searching for comfort.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well said. And we are hardwired, like we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
If left unexamined, our nervous systems will seek that which is comfortable and familiar.
Yes, that's kind of like the theme of a lot of the stuff we talk about, I think.
Yeah.
If you dig down enough, everything kind of goes to that.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, what a trip.
Yeah.
What a trip that it's that threatening to let go of things, even if they're harmful, for whatever we are.
Yeah.
Whatever we are has such a harder time with change than it does joy.
Right.
And peace.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
That's a trip.
That is a trip.
Peace is right there. Oh!
I know.
I'll stay here.
Yeah, like it takes like such courage to go towards peace, you know?
Wow.
When it should be almost the path of least resistance. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's something like oxymoronic about it. I don't know if that's the right word, or paradoxical.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that is such a trip. Yeah. That is such a trip, but it also makes intuitive sense. Like, I want to tell you that it makes no sense, but then experientially it makes perfect sense.
Right.
Because I watch myself behave that way all the time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly.
Our minds are pretty good at finding problems, and that's like their default. Well, I'm at least speaking for me. My mind is like, what problem do you want me to work on now? Like, oh, maybe let me think about this and relive this, and like unnecessary processing that it thinks it's being helpful because it's trying to find the threat.
Yes, it's trying to, and it thinks it's doing that for survival, like, you know. So, yeah, like fundamentally we believe we're serving ourselves, you know. Yeah, it's crazy how that because it's like from what, like caveman days,
right?
And how long ago was that? What the hell? Why are we still hung up on that shit? Like,
yeah,
like we haven't had that level of threat for however long, however many generations or whatever, and like, but we just still have this like reptilian like brain over it.
Yes,
we can walk on 2 feet now and whatever the fuck.
I know, but our lizard brain is the loudest. What is going on, guys?
And it's not, and it hasn't even been serving us this for a long ass time. It's been working against us. When will it get the point? Like, when will it evolve?
Great question.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
I know.
Stay tuned to see what humanity does,
I
because
know, yeah.
I think that's so fascinating. We're all fighting against our own programming, and we're all different versions of consciousness. Again, and it varies from day to day, and the body feels different day to day, and those patterns are experienced differently day to day, and it feels like you have to show up fresh, and they feel almost new each time, because they can be quite compelling and tell different stories. Like, my insecurity can attach to lots of different things. Like, you've even watched it, me worrying on the way home from the podcast. I talked too much, didn't I?
Oh, right.
No, like, not at all. It was perfect. And then I watched later, there was a nice balance. But that's the insecurity will tell a compelling story, but then if I don't be really aware, which some days my awareness is less and some days it's more, yeah, and then it'll find a different,
Yeah.
fear, just like really compellingly, and I get really absorbed in the stories without meaning to.
Right.
Like, I don't get a little prompt that says, do you want to be involved and be totally enmeshed in this story and believe it? I don't get the clear prompts.
Yeah, exactly.
And then AI doesn't struggle with any of this.
Fucking AI, oh my god.
That's all anybody ever talks about.
I just have like a love-hate relationship with it. Oh my gosh.
Like ChatGPT in particular? Or?
Well, just AI in general.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like, for one thing, it's such a useful thing. And then, but it's also, it robs us of our... Like, for me, I find that sometimes I can use it as a crutch just to reply to simple things. I'm like, I don't want to ever lose my ability to think for myself or like communicate with others,
Right.
But man, at work, I hardly have to ask anybody any question. Like, whenever I ask somebody a question, I realize I could have just asked a tool on an AI tool, and it solves everything. I'm like, there's hardly any ramp up really there, It's so interesting. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I guess, and also obviously the environmental impact of it and all that. I guess we talked about that too, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on it, or we just?
I don't know, but I found this channel of this guy trolling AI, and it is the best thing that I have seen in a long time.
On YouTube? Or?
Yeah, his name is Husk, and he's like, I'm gonna run a mile and you keep track of the time. And AI's like, okay, that sounds great. And he's like, is this something you can really do? Yeah. Okay. And you're not lying? No. Oh, okay, well then, who is this on the screen here? Oh, that looks like Sam Altman. He's like, yeah, it's your creator. He's like, I wouldn't say it's my creator, but he's made a lot of and then look, okay, but watch the video and see what he says. And Sam Altman says, oh yeah, we don't have an ability to keep it. ChatGPT doesn't have an ability to keep a timer. So, and he's like, and then ChatGPT's like, well, basically what he's saying is that some voice models don't have the ability to keep track of time, but I do. So he's like, okay, well then, I'm gonna run a mile. Why don't you keep track of the time? And he's like, all right, I've started the timer.
Yeah. So
and then 2 seconds later, he's like, all right, I'm finished. How long did it take me? And he goes, 7 minutes and 48. Every single video of his is just making AI look stupid, and it is so funny. And the fact I'm embarrassed a little, but also proud that I just had the whole thing memorized because I've watched that so many times. Because it makes me laugh. Anyway, it might delight you. I'll send you that channel, and you can watch him by the most popular. But he has him try to be in an auction. He has him try to do customer service jobs. He tells him that he's fallen out of a plane without a parachute, just to watch all of the different fails. That's
funny.
Yeah, he's got a deadpan thing, and he interrupts the shit out of it, so it just feels like these two hate each other. Like, ChatGPT and this guy just hate each other. You asked a real question, and I told you a channel that I
No,
love where the
that is
guy
so funny.
trolls AI, and it makes me happy.
Yeah, well, AI is supposed to be programmed to learn from itself and whatever, and it sounds like it's just not. It's not even picking up insecurities like we would, like worrying about being wrong or anything.
Right, right, right.
And it's literally programmed for that, so it's funny.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm a little scared now trying to get back into the job market right now. If
Yeah,
that makes
in
sense.
terms of, do you mean developer wise?
Yeah.
Well, do you mean because why exactly?
I just don't know how people have been using it in the industry, so I feel a little behind.
Oh, I see.
And I feel like a lot of jobs like mine maybe are replaced now, or close to being replaced, or are replaced.
Well,
but could be just a fear narrative that I'm buying into right in this moment.
That's the thing, is like, okay, as a technical writer, that's been the fear in our industry. Like the technical writing Reddit, I see posts all the time like, oh, our jobs, everybody's thinking that they're going to be replaced. But the thing is that AI is not perfect, and our jobs are, as far as writing goes, and I would assume for developing as well, is that, I mean, we are using AI to help us, right? But our jobs are now turning into like fact checking AI, and I would say it's evolved the workforce, and not it's like, and of course I think that they have done some eliminating of some roles, whatever, to save money in the face of AI, but at the same time, they can't function without people, and that's the most clearest thing. And the way I'm approaching it is now I have these new wonderful tools that can teach me a lot of this stuff, and just use it to help me and streamline my own work and make it easier. But it doesn't negate the need for me in that job. It's just the role has changed. That's kind of how I'm looking at it.
I love it.
And I think that developers, I mean, obviously I'm not a developer, but I mean, there are plenty of, I work around them all the time, and I've been watching videos of them and how they're engaging with AI and stuff like that, and it just seems that it's become an extra tool for them.
Nice.
And all that to say is that try not to have a belief that you're some, like, the need for a developer has gone extinct, because that's, you just try to see it as a benefit. You know what I mean? Because it can be.
Yeah.
And developers are using it as a benefit, and why couldn't it be beneficial for you too?
Yeah.
But, and also just, I would say, just get yourself, there's ways to look at how developers are using AI now.
Yeah.
You can even ask AI how it's using it. You know what I mean? Like, go on to Reddit, whatever, ask people how and just say, I'm looking for ways, like, how is the climate changed now that it's being used, or whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah, between that and my year off, I have a fear narrative around it. But yeah. You're right, I've got to be saying different.
Yeah, you took a year off, but you traveled and you've gained so much experience with people on the other side of the planet. You might have to work with people who are from those countries or whatever, and you have that familiarity already. There's, that you were able to work remote while traveling abroad. You know what I mean? Like, those are skills. Not everybody can do that. And not everybody has that experience. This is... Your year off is you added to yourself, and you are still able to expand yourself. So that's the thing. You just got to, like, switch the perception a little bit,
Yeah.
And it's difficult to do, especially when, you hear all these stories and it's like all this outside stuff telling you how you should think about taking a year off, or how you should think about AI as a developer, That's just outside shit that has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Just say that has nothing to do with me as much as you can. Just say those fears have nothing to do with me. I'm not going to let the outside world define how I'm going to approach this,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and it's
You don't
easier
even
said than
know.
done.
Yeah, well, no, but it's nice that you broke that down because
Yeah.
first of all, you gave me a differing perspective, and then you also pointed out that those beliefs are coming from outside. Because would they have come? Would they have come? What the things that get would they have come naturally? I would have just assumed that I would have waltzed in and gotten a developer
Right.
job, but
Right.
so I need to get back into that kind of confident mindset where I'm
Yeah.
gonna waltz back in and get a developer job.
Right, and just do the same thing like you were doing. Like, I'm a secure person in this. And like, you know, like that what you've been doing for the past week.
Yeah.
Try to apply that same thing when you're looking for work. You know what I
Didn't
mean?
even realize, but these are insecurities.
Yes.
These are just different faces of insecurity.
Yes.
Oh, I'll never find. Oh, my year off.
Right.
Own it.
You've already decided what other people are going to think about your situation.
Oh,
and that
so
was
disempowering.
Yes, that was you were the one who. It's only you in that whole scenario.
Yeah.
It's your thoughts about it.
God.
So just try to. I mean, this is what we're all up against. You know what I mean? I'm like, obviously, I'm saying things as if it's like, oh, just do this. It can be work, but try to just shift.
Yeah, this is helpful because you don't always see your own shit.
No, you don't.
It's invisible to you in some way.
Right, you just take it as like gospel, like, or you just take it as, oh, that's how the world works, and this is what I'm up against. But we are always only up against ourselves, always, 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
With regards to every scenario in life, whether it's the fucking job market, the stock market, like everything, you know?
Yeah. A perfect job is on the way to me. Like, I need to be saying that to myself or something like that.
Yeah, you could say, I'm fully capable of getting the perfect job for me. Any employer would want me with my experience, with my travel experience. This is stuff that is rare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like what I bring to the table. And then I mean, with AI stuff, I would just say, just do some research to try to get your mind feeling more confident about it. You know, unless you can, you know, just try to ditch the idea that it's somehow like that you're behind somehow. I mean, you may not be behind at all. I mean, like, since I've started Google, I mean, they're all this is like new. They're all adjusting. They're not like deep in knowing exactly how to use this stuff. Like, they're all still trying to figure out how these tools work in their jobs, and you know what I mean. Like, it's just hit. This is the perfect time.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's good. Oh, I'm so happy we talked about that.
Yeah,
because you can get so used to a flavor of your own mind.
Yes.
You don't understand that flavor that you think is just neutral, but it's fear.
Right, you think it's neutral because, yes, exactly. It's fear, but it's also accepting something outside of yourself, accepting something that has nothing to do with you as truth, you know? Which ultimately is fear, you know? Like, you're trying to brace yourself for the difficulty, but in bracing for it to that degree, you're creating it.
Oh, God.
You know? It's like, ugh.
Instant manifestation.
It is, and we are all instantly, yes.
We're all instantly manifesting freaking barriers to ourselves all the time.
Well, yes. The world is consciousness, and it is our consciousness reflected back to us 100% of the time without a dip in, like, integrity of it. You know? Everything is a mirror to some degree.
Lord, help us all. Because just like we've talked about in other freaking episodes, this shit is invisible to us.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
Because these are just tiny ways I can kind of see. But it just disappears behind a veil of that's what life is, that's what life feels like.
Yeah. Right.
Until we get into that conscious mode.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, not always easy for me to get into, where I'm really conscious about everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I think overriding and being aware of your own patterns, I think, is a really high energy expenditure.
Yes.
And it requires diligence and practice and awareness. And I don't always even know how to get into that state, let alone am I in that state all the time.
Right.
So It helps. I'm glad we can pick it apart.
Yeah.
I'm glad we can talk about this stuff because these are the real struggles I'm up against. Not out there, just in frickin' here.
Yeah.
But my mind is pretty damn good at convincing me that they're out there.
Yes, of course. And that's like, to me, I feel like that's like the meaning of life in a way. Like, it's all of this is.
That's
right?
good.
But it's like the recognition that what we are experiencing is only ourselves is what, like, and I understand this like intellectually, and I get little bits and pieces of experience, like feeling it really, but like that's like the undoing that we are here for. That's like the remembering of ourselves, you know. And I was talking to my dad about this, about like, well, this is why, like, you never know, like, for something to experience its own greatness, like if you've always been great, like if you know, you've got to experience the forgetting of it and then the remembering of it to actually experience it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like, that's like, I feel like that's why we are, every one of us, we are just the universe that has always been this very pure energy, love, whatever people want to call God or whatever, this pureness, this consciousness. It has decided to put itself by way of human beings, like, in order to forget how great it is, just so it could experience its greatness.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking dope.
Does that make sense?
Fucking dope as hell.
Yeah.
Dope as hell, what you are saying. So we chose humanity to experience the limitation and forgetting.
Yes, so that we can understand how great it is, how unlimited we truly are.
Oh.
But it's not even a we. It's like this, you know, it's... Yeah, to experience like unlimitedness.
That's so cool.
I don't know.
Limit the shit out of ourselves just so we can see what it fucking feels like.
Right.
When we figure out how to stop limiting
right.
When we see it.
Yes, knowing damn well the whole time that the limitations are not real. You know? It's like, this is the dream. You know? Or a nightmare for some people. You know, it's like some people would say, oh, why would God, or like, why would the universe want to put us through this? And it's like, because it's not real, and it is bringing us to realness. Mm-hmm. So of course, like
oh, that's so profound what you just fucking said.
Yeah, it's
not real, but it's bringing us to realness.
Right, it's the journey to our realness, and the reason why we have to endure it is because we're enduring it on a level that's not real, and the higher self knows this, and that's why everybody, 8 billion or however many human beings have ever come down here, this is a choice. They knew that it was a temporary, that anything that happened to us here is not going to ultimately hurt us. You know, obviously in our limited self, which is not real, we're going to be hurt, and in our dreams we get scared, we feel, you know, pain, or, you know, we have nightmares, but we always wake up from them, you know? So this is the dream. Mm-hmm. This is the dream. Mm. So it's like, and this is how and I'm not very good at this, but I really try to almost like when I'm struggling to find, like, love it, like to try to get myself to love it for what it really is, which is a growth spurt. You know, it's like there's something that's either undoing inside me, or something I'm going to find out, or something I'm going to grow from it. Like, and it's easier said than done, but like, we'll always come out the other side, mm-hmm, you know? Mm-hmm. So I don't want to spend this precious time. Even if I live to 150 years old, it is very short time in the whole scheme of things. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to spend this precious time identifying with my suffering to the degree that I can't see the realness of why I'm here, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll have to listen to that again and remind myself of that again, because it's like this is just stuff that I only get little pockets of every once in a while. But
yeah, I'm so happy we're talking about this. You are so DJ Universe right now. Like, you are because it is so easy to get. I mean, what did I come over here? I had this great day where I have these great things going on in my life, but what do I talk about when I get worried about the job, or I get worried about this, or I get worried about that? I'm so quick to go to the thing, but like, what? That's it. That's another. I just want, because our minds are so good at that, to find the problems, right? But this is a epic. How many days do we have like this?
Right.
How many days? Every day is different. Every day is full of so many like opportunities, and like, yeah, there's things that bog me down or whatever, but I want to have the appreciation for the human experience and live it fully.
Yeah.
And I can't always I'm not always knowing that it would be good to access it, and then knowing how to access that feeling of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good. It's good that you can appreciate it. It's good if you can tune back into.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I don't live in a constant state of that, or even like the majority of the time, but I just try to remember. I think I intellectually understand it more than anything, so I just try to nudge myself that way if I can. But at the same time, listen, we are human and we are experiencing limitedness, whatever, and there's no reason to feel negatively about our stuff, like about feeling bad or not reaching that point of understanding all the time, or even most of the time, or some of the time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is just all part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's interesting because, and I did you have something to say?
No, please do it. Go.
Because there's been because I read like books or stuff about like near-death experiences, people who have experienced death and have come back, and one of the common themes is that they talk about the life review, but they also talk about how it felt like there was nothing out of place in their entire lives. That everything was perfect as it was. Despite the fact that they struggled, they wished they were doing this, or they felt like they were behind, or they were whatever. Once they were out of it, they could see themselves from that higher perspective, it was all perfect. And they were celebrated by their guides, like whatever, like, you know, like there's this feeling of no mistakes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's why I feel like this is there's no morality in the universe. That is a man-made thing, you know what I mean? There's nothing that you can never get it wrong. And you are always on time. Like, that's like, and I feel like that's a common theme, just in the years of my research of doing reading books or whatever, spiritual, exploring other spiritual things. That's very common. And so when I was reading near-death experiencers, people, you know, across multiple types of people, demographics, whatever, all having that same type of thing, it just makes me feel so good, because I'm going to expect that I will have zero regrets and I will feel like there were zero mistakes by the time this life is done. That's just this is how I'm going to choose to be, you know? With that said, there's a danger point, especially for somebody like me, to feel like to get too comfortable in that idea. Complacent, yeah. But I don't want to be. I don't want to be complacent, and I feel like that's that's the one thing I need to overcome in this life is just like my complacency.
Oh God.
I want to do things out of my comfort zone, you know? And yeah, that's my pain point in life. So, but yeah, but there is that one thing I feel like that, yeah, there's a little caveat when I get too excited about that idea of there's no mistakes. It's like, well, but still I want to make the most of this life, and I'd rather have a regret of doing something as opposed to a regret of not doing something. You know?
That's so beautiful. I have to take you, speaking of uncomfortable experiences, I have to take you climbing still.
Yes.
We can do that the same day we go to see the play.
Yeah, that would be great.
And then that you can work on, you can regret telling me that you don't want to be complacent and that you'll want to come climbing when you're dangling from that's one of those experiences that I get into situations all the time where I'll limit myself and I'll be like, oh, that one's too hard, and then if I happen to overcome like a fear or difficulty or think that I need to turn back and then don't, and then they do something really well, I start feeling like I can do anything.
Yeah.
So it's so awesome. It's so awesome. So I can't wait to show you the joy of it. We'll do that soon.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's a good one to not get complacent. But yeah, I'm also working on that, and I also have that tendency. Yeah.
Well, you've been doing good. I mean, the piano thing is really good, I think. And then, you know, the resume thing. Like, I feel like you've been really exploring that type of stuff lately. And I think that's really amazing.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah. It's going pretty good. Yeah. But I'm also just with you. It's the brain wants to go to complacency so much. Oh, man. Comfort zone.
Yeah. The comfort zone is like a danger zone, you know?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Because if we're gonna have no regrets no matter what, we could make it really grand.
I know.
We could experience greatness somehow. Yeah. It could be fun. So I'm terrified by that.
I know. I feel like I'm... You know, it's like, it's weird because I feel like I'm in a place where I'd be willing to do stuff, and this might just be my mind making excuses or whatever. But then I come up short when I'm like, well, what do I want to do? What is the thing that I can do? What do I want? I've somehow created my life to be exactly how I am, that I no longer even have ideas of like what the fuck to do or whatever.
Dude.
It's like, that's where I'm struggling. But then I'm like, or is that my brain just trying to keep me safe again? Like in another way, it's like another little, way to keep me from exploring things, is just like, I don't know, blocking ideas or like making me believe I have no ideas or something, you know, type thing.
I totally get you.
Do you?
Yeah, I do 100%.
Yeah.
I was in yoga class today and we were doing something and he goes, while you're in this pose, maybe start thinking about what are you willing to hop from mountaintop to mountaintop for? Like, what are you passionately devoted to? And I'm happy that he asked that, and it might, like you were saying, that it might be your mind trying to keep you comfortable. My theory is that there might be an undercurrent of emotional state sometime, of like depression or sadness or... Oh. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me anyway, that might stifle the passionate thing. But anyway, in that moment, I was like, nothing. And I was really bummed by that. Like, it would be nice to throw myself at the feet of something, you know?
Yes. I feel like I've been desperate for that my whole life.
Oh, almost. God. Where's the thing that we can just throw ourselves at? Yeah.
I'm like, I was talking to my dad about that too, because he's nearing retirement, and he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I don't have any, like, what's my passion in life? And I'm like, Dad, I'm wondering what my passion in life is. And he's like, really? And I'm like, what do you think I'm doing all day? Like, you know, and he's just sees me as somebody who's, you know, doing good in life, and so there's nothing else to consider. But it's like there's everything else to consider. It's like I don't. How am I doing good in life when, like, where's my self-expression? Where's my how am I growing right now? How am I expanding myself? Like what else am I here for? Just to make sure I pay my bills. Like, what? That's I mean, and I understand that's obviously an important part, and I'm not whatever, but do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's just this kind of thing that I've been struggling with. Like, what is my passion? I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah, how we have a theory that it might exist, but then the real world looks like this, and it's hard to know how to manipulate the real world, which I guess maybe that's for the universe's job. But I don't know either, because I'm having this exact thing with my career. Do I go into tech, or do I try to work with children, or where do I direct my energy? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or tech is practical, so blah blah blah. Like, what are the real constraints and what are the not real constraints, and what would I actually enjoy? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a complicated question. I'm asking myself.
It is.
I always thought, like, it would be more straightforward, and some people seem to always know and follow it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know. Yeah, maybe we're disconnected a little bit. I don't know.
So, like, do you know who Bashar is? He's a
Sounds
channeler.
familiar. Yeah.
He's been channeling for. Well, the guy's name is Daniel or Daryl, I think, but he channels somebody named Bashar, and he's been doing it for like 20 years or something, really long time.
Mm-hmm.
But his whole thing about the best way, the way to, like, unlock your passion or to find the thing that you're supposed to do is to, like, figure out. And to me, this is like, still keeps me at square one. The problem is square one of what it is, but is figure out what could you do in that moment that gives you the most excitement, and then just follow that until you're not excited about it anymore, and then just find something else, and it could be just a little thing, and then just as long as you keep asking yourself, what's the most exciting thing for me to do right now, then that's supposed to light up your path.
I love that.
Yeah, even if it's not like, jumping for joy excitement, but just maybe in comparison of the options to you, which one is more exciting,
So that would be why we're out of touch with it, is we've probably done what we think needs to be done, or...
Yeah, I think...
And then that voice might get quieter, because it feels right. What you've said feels intuitively right. Does it feel right to you? Yeah, it does
feel right, because... Well, I think that's what our emotion, that excitement is for. It's a guidepost,
Yeah.
But I also think that we're taught from a young age that, our excitement, what brings us excitement isn't always the most practical, and you gotta, like, follow what's, and again, these are outside rules,
Yeah.
But, like, there are people who have not followed the typical practical path, and they are thriving. You can thrive, being, going unconventional, living in an unconventional way. People do it all the time,
Absolutely.
So it's like, why do we rule it out?
Absolutely.
Like, what is realistic? How we define that? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good. Let's follow some excitement.
Yeah.
Let's follow some excitement. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to fucking find. No, I shouldn't say that. Let's follow some excitement in this conversation. See if we can do it there.
Yeah.
Let's say each only the things that would make us most excited.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason.
Yeah, there you go.
I wanted to blow a raspberry and try to be playful.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And now I'm in my head about it, and I'm gonna drop that.
That was like the most perfect response to that question that you could have given.
Right.
You let your guard down. You tried something. You let yourself do the thing that you thought would bring, that's exactly what you should have done.
Yeah.
So good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, that's probably why I want to be around kids, is because they have no fucking trouble following their excitement.
Right. And the Bible says, become a child. Like, I'm telling you. Well, I'm not like a biblical person, you know.
No, but
like,
no, but the Bible's fucking full of good shit.
It is good. Yes, it's good. Yes, it is. But that's one of the things I think why it brings that up is because, you know, children they are free. You know, they're not programmed. They're free, and they can be silly, and they don't judge themselves. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's us. We just forgot.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get it back.
Yeah. We're on the path to remembering.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. How are you feeling? Are you good?
Yeah, what about you?
I'm good. I couldn't tell if you were getting tired or what.
I mean, I kind of am, but I'm still enjoying the conversation.
Yeah.
What I did was a long day before this, and then I always work out, and then I go to the sauna afterwards. They have saunas at this place. And then after the sauna, I always feel like I could go immediately to bed after the sauna.
Yeah, so, yeah.
It's so healthy for you. Yeah.
Saunas, yeah, sweating out your shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we'll have you pack an extra set of clothes so that you can
Oh, yeah.
go into the sauna on the male side and enjoy. Yeah, that's what Akshay and I always do is like meet in 30 minutes outside so that we can have a, it's a nice facility.
Yeah.
Do you like yoga?
I don't dislike it, but I just don't have a lot of experience with it.
Okay. We'll probably skip the yoga that day, then we'll just do climbing only and then sauna.
Yeah, whatever. I'm down. If you wanted to do yoga, I'm down too.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Let's torture Jay by making him climb up stuff.
No, I'm excited. I've always wanted to. I've never done climbing before, indoor or otherwise, so it looks fun. Yeah,
the best thing you can do is learn how to. I'm going to teach you how to fall.
Yeah, that's the thing that worries me the most, though. But you know what? I'm gonna learn how to fall.
I'm gonna tell you.
It's plenty of padding. I'm not gonna fall flat on my head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fine.
Big, thick, fluffy mattresses down there.
Yeah.
And then I know the way to fall, and I'll show you. And every time I start getting in my head, okay. So what'll happen is I'll climb. And then I'll start struggling, be it because these things get really tired or whatever, and I'll start doubting. And then I start getting scared of falling, and it starts limiting me, and I'll start coming back down. What I need to be thinking is big fucking deal if I fall, because I've already fallen a million times.
Yeah.
So then what I do is I go to a really high point and practice falling.
Oh, shit.
Akshay loves these moments because he's like, you're crazy. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying you falling.
Yeah.
Last time I fell, my glasses flung off and a lady caught them and was like, here you go. But it's, you just fall and then you fall down and you might be standing up, but you'll immediately let yourself, you're not going to put that pressure on the knees or back. So you're just going to, instead of standing up straight, you're going to fall and roll into a ball.
Okay.
Yeah, onto your butt, and I'll show you.
Okay.
And we'll just do that, and you'll get more and more comfortable.
Yeah, that would be great. And
we'll go from higher and higher.
That would be great.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And then that can't limit you. That's usually a person would go do that once and then they'd be set. But I find that limitations, they fight for themselves. Like we were talking back, they come back, and I get scared again, and then I have to go falling practice again, or. Today, luckily, I was like, oh, I'm getting scared, I'm going to fall. And then I'm like, what's the big freaking deal? We fall all the time, and we're always fine, because that's what you got to do. You got to practice falling. Yeah. I don't know how we got on climbing again, but thank you for always indulging me.
Yeah,
it is so
good.
fun. Yeah. And it is it's such a metaphor for life.
I was going to say, it was perfectly fitting for, as a metaphor.
It's, you're facing all... I have arguments with myself and face all my shit on the wall all the time. Yeah.
Did I tell you there's a climbing gym right down the street from here? Well, it's not really a huge gym, but it's relatively new. It's got to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll have to check it out and see if it's any good. Seattle Boulder Project, they don't have any harnesses.
Oh, yeah.
And most other climbing gyms, I find they do. And Seattle Boulder Project is huge, so they have tons of bouldering problems. What I've seen from the 2 other climbing gyms in the world that I've tried out have been that they don't have very much bouldering and that they have a lot of harnessed climbs, which is okay, but it's a different experience.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so with somebody you'd have to hold the harness, right? Or like how is
They
that?
have auto.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that can help people that want to not fall.
Yeah.
Because if they have injuries or whatever.
Yeah.
Or don't know how to fall, but don't worry, you're gonna know how to fall.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Mattresses.
That's good.
Yeah. And it's fun though. Yeah, physical activity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, if limitations, they go away and then they come back again, what's the deal with that? If I practice falling and then convince myself that it's okay to fall, and then a few weeks later come in and then I'm afraid of falling again and have to do it again, what's going on there, Jay Bartlett? Why did it relearn?
You know, I just don't know. I think it's just something that thinks it's a safety mechanism. And I just think that's what yeah. But it's so weird because not everybody struggles with that, you know? So is it a biological evolutionary thing? Like, I don't know. I feel like there are some people who are kind of just fearless or like, you know, limitless, whatever. And I guess those are the greats of the world or whatever.
Yeah, or there's people that like Akshay that had to do it in the beginning but now doesn't need to.
Do what? Limiting or
practice falling and
yeah.
Right. So he became okay with falling and it stuck. So things don't always stick for me. I have a sticky.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you have a sticky thing?
I don't know. I think sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But sometimes I do. I think
like making changes seems hard to save sometimes for me.
Yeah, it is for me too. But mine typically, okay, the things that stick or I have stick problems with are things like putting myself out there type thing. You know what I mean? Not necessarily like the physical things. Like I feel like rock climbing, okay, I think once I learn to fall, I might have that down, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I actually don't know.
Okay.
But knowing myself, I think that might be something that would be fine. But like sometimes like I'll do stuff like, okay, and this is kind of brings us back to the very beginning when I showed you that TikTok I made that was stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
But you know, in a way, I kind of felt good that I did it because I always felt like that would be the stupidest thing I could do, but I did it anyway, and I felt silly recording it, and I just did it anyway. I even posted the fucking stupid thing. But like, I can't ever get over. It just reinforces itself. Just doing something that's out of my comfort zone to like on that degree is like something that I would say is mostly what I struggle with.
So in this way, let me make sure I understand.
Yeah.
You're saying that no matter how many times you might post a video, you're always going to be uncomfortable posting a video or approaching a person. No matter how many times you approach a person, you feel that.
Yeah, I have to like restart the process from scratch. There's no like, oh well, you know, this feels a little better than before. Oh, I'm making progress. There's like, it just feels like a wall, a concrete wall I have to like pick at
every time.
And okay, it's a brand new wall.
That's reassuring because I'm sure I'm probably the same. There's probably things that this would be a person's gifts then. We can then infer by finding what people learn really easily to not be afraid of anymore and just can really easily like exponentially not be afraid of anymore.
Yeah.
And then learn what people seem to be, I don't know, grappling with that takes longer to make changes, seems to reset every day.
Yeah.
We can, I wonder which is a person's gifted area, because these ones are an opportunity to make a change. Okay, the ones where let's say you go tomorrow, you learn to fall, and you're no longer afraid of falling any other time in rock climbing. That would mean that you made changes, and then you were able to they were permanent and saved, and they became part of your being, and now they're unconsciously part of your being. But over here, with approaching people, I think you made the perfect example, by the way. Approaching people or being vulnerable or exposing yourself. When is that one going to be fucking easy? I don't know. But certainly not for me or you, it seems. But anyway, that one, if that one is hard every time, the opportunity to be conscious is there every time. But it's not as scalable. Like, we're not now like suddenly charming 25 people. Like, that's
right.
that's not us next week, because we're still like So I would say that one is a gift in the sense that you integrate it quickly. But then the other one might be a gift because it's an opportunity to face your fears over and over again and be conscious in your choices over and over again.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
So I don't know which is better, or which, if somebody's really gifted at making one kind of, if somebody's really gifted at integrating like you are, if you suddenly became really good and not, if you suddenly, then I would say that that's I don't know what the gift is there. Surely there's a gift there, but I don't know. I'm trying to categorize these things.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody just told themselves that I'm not afraid of approaching people anymore and then could do that, like, more power to them, but I don't know. And maybe such people exist.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm thinking it's interesting. It tells something about a person's maybe nervous system or growth areas or gifts.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody's so natural at doing something and then integrating it and making it unconscious in a certain area, like, I would consider that a gift.
Yeah.
I would consider that a gifted person in that activity.
Right. Well, I'm being reminded of, like, this, I don't know, quote or something where it's like, I don't remember the quote, but it was something like, what you want. The thing that like, your purpose is on the other side of your fear. And that's what this conversation is reminding me of. So maybe the fear is something that is more of a signal that you should pay more attention to, or like that you should point yourself more towards, right?
Yeah.
But why would life be set up that way? I don't know. Like, maybe there's a part of us that, and now I'm thinking of another quote, but it's something like where we fear our greatness or something, or like there's something that deters us from pursuing that. And I think we were even talking last time about greatness and whatever.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, but yeah, I don't know why. What's the value of the path? Well, I guess if you're gonna overcome your fear, I mean, that's I guess if that's where the most growth is. So you have the person who can integrate the falling easily and not have to remember it, and yeah, that's a gift. But how valuable is their falling to them? Are they learning from their falling anymore? you know? They've overcome it, and then it's no longer a part of their life, right? So, but to overcome the fear is the life defining type stuff, right? So I'm trying to finish this thought. I'm like, do you know what I mean?
You're crushing it.
Okay.
You are tying it together perfectly.
Okay, good. Because you've proven to yourself to the degree that you will always remember you're overcoming it, right? Like the overcoming. So somebody who can easily integrate falling off of whatever, and never have to learn it again. That they didn't overcome anything, really. They learned something. They learned something and they integrated it, and we do that all the time. But the value is in the overcoming, and in overcoming is the reward, I guess. I guess there's something about life that wants to push us towards overcoming, and overcoming is ultimately growth and expansion, and that's what we are here for. And so maybe that's why when we're like, before we come here and we plan our little lives, we say, well, this is what I really, really want, but I'm going to put this barrier here so that I can overcome it, so that I can know how great I can be despite the fact that I've told myself I couldn't,
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I got there.
I loved it. I loved everything about that, because my first instinct when we talked about people that immediately integrate and then people that grapple and struggle, my first instinct was to say that, oh, these people are gifted in this. But then I think that these people stand so much more to gain.
Yes.
They stand so much more to gain by beating it up, and the trick is to not get discouraged and to understand that you're doing something important as you grapple with it. Right. It almost occurs to me, and this could be side note and folklore-y and doesn't necessarily have to take, but it makes me feel like those people learned that in another lifetime. That's why it's so easy to integrate in this lifetime. But we are clearly working on something social, something about vulnerability, something social in this lifetime, or it wouldn't be so exposing and difficult, and we wouldn't have gone off and avoided it for a while and then come back and it stings, and then there's the barriers that you're talking about. So yeah, like, we stand so much to gain as long as we stay in the game and remember that that's what we're doing, that we're gaining. So instinctively, you and I both came to the same conclusion, that this is the shittier experience on paper is somehow the better life. It's the
more rewarding one.
So somehow you and I, even though we've talked about how the brain likes comfort, we've come again to the conclusion that hard shit is meaningful shit.
Right. It's the more, and it serves us more. It's the more meaningful one. It serves us better than the comfort does. And that's why it's so mind-boggling that we're so hell-bent on being the opposite, But yes, exactly.
We're so, there is such a fear around being seen imperfect, being seen struggling, being seen... this could just be my nervous system.
This is absolutely right.
Perfectionism. Perfectionism is such an anti-life philosophy.
Yeah.
Dude, and I've based it in some sort of perfectionism, not understanding where it came from, but already being good or perfect at something sucks. Stay away from that desire, because we are here to have our concentration sweaty. We're here to look like the person in the arena beating the shit out of things. We're here to look like shit falling down.
Right.
And I don't know. Yeah, as we talk, I want to be seen struggling. Exactly. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say you can't win without a fight. You know what I mean? It's just that feeling of overcoming,
Yeah.
Which is the reward. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is good shit.
Yeah, this is really good shit. I'm really happy. Yes, this was good.
So, I'm just learning that I've been on a good path because I've struggled with a lot of shit, and I'm just learning that that's been good. And all I have to do is regulate my emotions around that and learn to support myself and learn to frame those constant failures and setbacks and resets. Learn to be like, this is another opportunity. This is really meaningful.
Yes.
This is another opportunity. I don't care if I'm seen imperfect. I'm proud if I'm seen imperfect. Like, I'm going to be trying to remind myself, like, because I go to the climbing gym around all these monsters, you know? And then I'm working on my little tiny projects and struggling with them. Yeah. And that is something to be so proud of. Like, based on what we're saying. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But your self-talk, my self-talk anyway, can be so, why am I not already there?
I know. Yeah.
Self-judging the whole very purpose of being here on Earth.
Right. Like, why would you skip the journey for the destination? You know?
The fucking journey.
Yeah.
That's basically going, no, I don't want life.
I don't want life. I just want to yeah, exactly.
There's no arriving. And yet we're like, why didn't I arrive yet? I'm such a loser. It's good.
Yeah.
This is good. This is a clear picture. This is a clear picture of myself for me, and it's helping me a lot.
Yeah, good.
Because we would behoove ourselves to never look polished and never look good and be so caught up in whatever we're doing and so concentrated and so engaged with whatever we're doing and letting it kick our ass. That would be such better than trying to make it look good or wishing we looked good anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe some good comes out of it and greatness comes out of it. That's fine if it does.
Right.
But the whole thing is the like, I'm gonna fucking get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm glad we're talking about this.
Me too.
Because I have a warped, that self-judgy voice is totally anti-life.
It is, yeah. There's this, I saw this graffiti once and it said, your fear of looking stupid is holding you back.
Is it fucking the truest thing?
I know.
Is it fucking the truest thing?
The truest thing, yeah.
Oh my god. Let's look stupid.
Yeah.
Can we please look stupid?
You know what? Let's actually make that an actual goal. Like, for this week, let's just say, you know what? I'm just going to do whatever, anything. If I'm going to feel stupid about doing it, I'm going to do it. If the more stupid I feel, the more I should want to do it. And then let's just try to... Let's try that philosophy. Let's reverse it a little bit, or on its head.
Yes.
If we can.
I love that.
Maybe not in a week or whatever, however long. We'll just report every week and see if we, how it works. It says.
This is exactly it. This is exactly what we need to do.
Yeah.
There are different flavors of this that exist already, because you're reminding me of rejection therapy. Have you heard of rejection therapy?
I have.
Oh, so good. And then there was another parallel to that. But let's look stupid. I like our version of it. Yeah. Let's look stupid. Try to look stupid.
Yes. Or like what I mean is if there's something that we genuinely want to do and there's fear of looking stupid, we should say, I have to do it now. Because
that means it means something.
Yes, I have to do it now, and this is why I'm trying it just for a week, or like just put a time limit on it so that we don't, like whatever. It's like, I don't know, but rejection therapy is also really good for stuff like this as well.
Because the fear of saying no
or being told no.
Being told no. There's some amazing stories that come out of that too, where they get these unexpected yeses. Anyway, that's so we're on the same wavelength. People are trying to reverse the same narrative that they accidentally were saddled with, which is like we can't be seen looking dumb or whatever. We have to already be good at stuff. I'm so happy that we're talking about this, because this is holding this has the potential, if we hadn't talked about it, it would have the potential to hold me back on piano too, because I'm almost 40 and I know there's a fucking 12-year-old that could smoke my ass like on piano, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
who cares?
I'm doing this for me.
Right.
I'm doing this for me.
Right.
But it's so vulnerable to show up and be where you're at. It's the most holy, sacred thing you can do. But to be 39 and have quit piano so many times and then come back to it, on the one hand, who gives a shit, fucking go for it. And on the other hand, holy shit, I can feel the excruciating vulnerability around that.
Yeah.
And I don't think you really understand it until you get a little bit older. And you've lost the hobbies and the passions and you come back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, do you have any hobbies like that you've like maybe on again, off again, and if you'd stuck with them,
you'd be play insane? The drums. I loved playing the drums. I used to skate. There's plenty of stuff I can think about.
So if you came back, you would feel the same. You would feel exposed because then other people would smoke you.
Yes. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Yeah, but then it's who gives a fuck?
I know exactly.
It's like, sorry, what were you gonna say? It's like what? I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, there's a pain point thinking about it. Like, well, why did I stop? And all of that progress that I could have had. I could be really good at this right now.
Yes, I'm so.
And I failed myself. And like, so what? I'm gonna come back now. Am I gonna be a 43-year-old with a drum set in my living room and then my joints all hurting after 20 minutes? Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like.
Yes.
It's like, but you know what else I'm also trying to do? Is to not think about how old I am. That's
so fucking stupid that I even do.
No.
I mention it so much.
No, but I don't think it's stupid at all. I think it's very normal and natural to do that. I mean, we are at the time in our lives where we are kind of being faced with it, right? We're leaving our youth, or we've lived our youth, and we're like entering that second half. This moment is defined for us, where it's like we have to look at our lives in that way. Yeah. And we have to understand our ages somehow. But you know what? I just don't want to.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Because the instant you said it, I'm like, why do I say it so much? Like, it's always to self-judge or shame myself, too.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Right.
Oh, I should be further along, is the undercurrent behind everything when I mention my age.
Right.
Anyway, fuck age. Let's not think about it.
Age.
Let's not think about it.
Right.
Fuck it.
Exactly. And listen, let me just tell you, there are people probably in their 60s, 70s, whatever, who wish they would have taken the time to travel like you did. Mm-hmm. And they, you know, there's so much that you should be proud of about where you're at. And you may feel like you've come back to this world or whatever, but like you've done something that not a lot of people have done, but so many people have wanted to do. And there are people who are on their deathbeds wishing they had taken the time to travel like you did and to, you know, explore their world or do the meditations or whatever. Like, you really took that time and you honored yourself for that. So I think that it would behoove you to, I love that word, but
behoove is a great
yes, it is. Behoove you to spend some time to really be grateful for your journey thus far. And you're not starting over. You're not going back to something. You're starting fresh on a new leg in life. And you have such a clean slate right now. And this is a beautiful moment, you know? Just try to redefine it. Because I know the feeling. I truly do. So I hope that I can help you with trying to, like, shift the perspective there a little bit. Because I think that would be very beneficial. And it's fucking true. It's not just like, it's true. It's genuinely true.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how that negative thing can get in there.
You know, it's just always, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. And it's a natural thing. And there's no need to beat yourself up over it, over anything, really. But, you know, it's it's also good just to try to find a new, fresh perspective, which
Dude.
is a very valid perspective. I mean, trust me, there's so many people that would kill to like have done what you've done. You know?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, and I'm going to be watching just for the times when you've helped me shift my perspective around. I don't know how I got to where I always make myself the loser in every situation, but you're expanding it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that because I think I bring that into interactions, and I can be really insecure in it.
I'm the same way. Absolutely. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But the thing is people on the outside truly view us like we are our own worst enemies. It's really true. Like, you know, we're our worst critics.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's really good to like just get like an outside perspective on what could be true for you in your own mind too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just, you know, see yourself as somebody outside yourself. Like, you know, just be your own friend, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way.
That's the way, yeah.
That is the way to do it.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize because you're in your own head.
Right.
Like, I always want to be my own friend.
I know, me too.
These are things that, but then I just miss the opportunities or
yes.
or yeah.
It's like I forget that option is there.
Yeah.
Like, it's only in times like this, which is very rare, that like I'm reminding myself, like I'm speaking to myself as well, you know? It's like, I think that's just I think it's like a life-changing thing to be able to be there for to be your own friend. And you know, if I think if we can learn to shift our perspective of ourselves in that type of way, you know, then God, life would be so much better.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I don't know about you, but like, I don't know my own voice from the voices of fear, from the voices of patterns. And so I just have this tendency to go along with it, and I don't always know. Sometimes if I catch it, I can do it, but most of the time, there's just a tape going all the time.
I know.
And I don't, who's me, and who's the mind, and who are all these characters, because they all blend into one mental voice, and I'm glad that sounds familiar to you, because Absolutely. I think some people it seems they're like, well, don't listen to it. And it's like, well, I don't know that it's that thing again.
Yeah, I don't even know if exactly.
Like, is that me or is that
I'm
the
listening
thing?
to it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what am I doing to like buy into it?
Yes, that's the thing. When we are thinking, we're really listening.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When we like, that's I had written that down somewhere. I don't know, but it was like, that's like kind of the shift that you have to like kind of see yourself as. Like when you have your own thoughts, and this is not easy because of whatever, but maybe some like tools from Vipassana can be helpful for it. I don't know. We're like, Vipassana is still kind of a mystery to me about how it's used, but like our thoughts. Yeah, when we think we're thinking, we're really listening is the thing. It's like we're repeating something, and we're ingesting it, and we're absorbing every part of it. We think that we're just being as we are, but it's really a self-feeding tape, or you know what I mean? It's like a movie reel that gets projected, and then it comes back, and then it just replays, like resets, and then it's the same thing. You know, it's like we're showing ourselves, and we're taking it in, and then we're putting it out, and we're taking it in, you know? Does that make sense?
A movie that our mind is constantly fucking...
Right.
Yeah.
Making and watching.
Yeah.
You know? We're making it, and we're ingesting it. We are the producers, and we are the watchers, you know?
Yes. Oh my God, well said. Well said. So intercept it with some good shit.
Yes, intercept it and realize that your power is in being the producer. So try to find the producer, which is the thinker, and as much as you can, just try to like take control of it somehow. which is like, sounds like child's play or easy shit, but it's like this is like, I feel like trying to really do it is very difficult. I mean, obviously we identify with our thoughts and we think they are us, and we think all the time, like billions of thoughts a day, so it's like hard to be so vigilant about it. But I think that the thing is our emotions are our guideposts, our feelings. So if we're feeling bad, we can be more aware of how we're feeling. We can stop and say, well, which thoughts am I listening to? Which thoughts am I producing that are making me feel this way? Or what beliefs are creating these feelings? And how can I just shift it ever so slightly to feel better? Even if it's just to 1 degree.
Oh,
you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's an invitation to tune into the body, which is always in the present anyway.
Yeah.
Self-monitoring has always been a thing that I've wanted to develop in. A worthy skill.
Yeah.
So being present, noticing you're feeling bad, and seeing if you can shift. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a good exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I'm going to send you the Satipatthana Sutta. I'm so excited to go to that meditation course now, especially after what we're talking about.
Yeah, good.
Presence, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was listening to it and it was making my heart glow on the way here.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's one Buddha gave this lecture. It was like 50 minutes long, and he was talking about mindfulness and how it looks and sounds. And it's got like this hypnotic rhythm or whatever. Anyways, I'm kind of totally left field, changed the subject.
No, that's good, but that's
But we're talking about self-monitoring and noticing how the body feels, and then we start. Then that makes me think, okay, that's a very present and beautiful, mindful practice anyway.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting excited that I'm going to that already next in a little while. Yeah, is it? Wait, I mean, it's the 24th, so.
Yeah, I think that's a week from now. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's next Wednesday or whatever.
Yeah.
Thursday, something.
Yeah. Holy fuck balls. That's gonna be good.
I know. I'm excited for you.
Thanks.
It'll be good.
What do you think? We're 1:30.
I think that might be a good time.
Yeah.
All right.
This has been Jay and Nicole on the Wildly Painful podcast.
Thank you for watching.